Awesome, awesome. So, welcome everybody. Happy Friday. Just wanted to jump on here and go over a little bit with our friend and president of FFLGENESIS, Corey Williams. My name is John Knight. I'm actually the president of FFLknights. This is our Knights podcast. So we wanted to go over with Corey and just talk a little bit about him and his career and all the successes he's had. So welcome, Corey. How are you?
Hey, John. Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Corey. So Corey's actually a VP here at Family First Life. He has about over 100 people on his team, and he's been in the industry for over 23 years. So just awesome. So Corey, I know you've been in the industry before. What did you do before FFL, and why insurance?
Great question, John. Again, thanks for having me. No, I've been in insurance pretty much my whole career, pretty much right out of college. Been at a multiple organizations. Started as an agent, and had the good fortune of being able to work my way up, obviously to getting here. And I love insurance. Just being able to help people and being able to put them in a better position, especially with what we're doing now with the life insurance and annuity products. Just being able to, when their families need it the most, just to know that we've put them in a place to where their families will be able to grieve them when they're gone, and making sure that they're left a legacy financially to where they're not a burden on their families for their final expense of burial. And maybe their family left a little extra to help with, kids with college or just all kinds of other things financially.
Awesome. Awesome. So what do you think? Why do you think FFL is the best opportunity out there? I know you've worked for a couple other companies. Yeah. Why do you think that, FFL is the best opportunity?
I think the ownership, you truly own everything that you've done, that you do from day one. Mm-hmm. And just, the meetings, the training, the leadership is great. And just being able to partner with people. I have had the good fortune to be able to partner with other organizations. But the thing that's different here, in my opinion, is I really, truly feel like I can pick up the phone and call someone from another team. Like you and I we're both part of FFL. We might be in different teams in different parts of the country, but I can pick up the phone and call you and say, hey, what do you think about this? Or how are you guys doing this? And it's competitive, but we still help each other. I can tell you that's probably the biggest reason, and the biggest, the thing that I enjoy the most about being at FFL is it's everybody can win, from a new agent all the way to somebody that's been here from, the origin of this thing 8-9 years ago.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's incredible. I mean, it almost seems like it's like unrealistic that would actually happen because of, like you said, I mean, you can talk to anybody there, and it's just, like I said, we're really a family, one team, So, hey, your team's really grown quickly. What do you think the key is to your massive recruiting?
I think it's partnership, not just with, like my right hand is a gentleman by the name of Tim Beal. I've been friends with for 20 years. It's great having somebody like Tim to be able to bounce ideas off of, and know that I'm going to get we don't always see eye to eye on things, but we know at the end of the day we have each other's back and we're pulling the rope in the same direction. Partnering with agents. And, one of the things I think that's a big plus for us is we don't force agents or new teammates. We don't force them to recruit. Mm-hmm. And we know a lot of organizations do that. And I think what happens is, when people come here, they see the results, they see the numbers, they see that a lot of families are being helped, and then they see people that have, they're starting to build teams. And we don't hide compensation here, as you know. So I think they start doing the math and going, wait a minute. Well, if they're doing that, they're probably making this kind of income. I can do the same thing. And then what happens is they start to recruit, and then they'll bring people on, and they're working with those people, and then those people start to recruit. And it just, again, it's just creates just an unbelievable amount of momentum. And I think that's what's happened with us.
Now, yeah, you actually went right into one of my other questions, Tim Below. Yep.
That's my boy.
Yeah, that's your guy. And tell us a little bit about how he, tell us a little bit more about him and how he's impacted your business. Because it's definitely great to have somebody there that you can trust and that you can bounce things off of, which he's awesome.
Yeah, Tim leads from the front, and it's easy for people to see that. They know our relationship. They know that Tim and I will challenge each other in a positive way to get better. Tim has his set of skills that he is really good at, and I have my set of skills and things that I'm good at, and things I need to work on as well. So we're kind of I said something to him the other day about us being each other's yin and yang, which was kind of funny, but it's true. And it does. I think that dynamic helps our business because we put out there that we help anybody that wants to help and that wants to grow and that wants to build. But we run this like a business. It has its challenges, as you know. Just like we were just talking about a few minutes ago with Esther and all that. But, the upside of it is just, it's so much greater. And it's awesome to have somebody, again, in your corner that I can run things by and know that, again, we're pulling the rope in the same direction. And Tim's been very instrumental in what we do.
Awesome. Corey had went over a little bit, Esther, about his key to recruiting. Did you have anything that you wanted to add in terms? I know you said you had some questions for him about his recruiting.
Yeah, I did. Mainly, always like the platforms that you're using, because I can tell you for myself, I don't do a lot of social media. I mean, I'm on a lot of the social media applications, but it's just a matter of like I'm not active with them. And for me, I feel like even in this particular role, not to say that I prejudge, the people that I'm looking at as potential candidates, but what are other like more professional sites? Because I mean, LinkedIn is really where I find myself a lot. But I didn't know if it was more like, are you using social media like a business page to look at recruiting people from? I was just curious on that.
Sure. I can tell you we use both. Some of even our leadership team, some of them hardly get on LinkedIn at all. Some of them are using, Facebook as a primary source. I use both. I use LinkedIn and I use Facebook. Those are the only real sources that I use for recruiting. There's just so many people out there. There's so many people looking for an opportunity or let's call it a side hustle if they were to come here part-time, right? So what we do is I try to post a lot of third-party information. It's one thing for people to see my stuff, but it's another thing for them to see that third-party information. So if I see John post something, I'm going to repost it. If I see you and I could throw out any number of names here at FFL, it doesn't matter who it is. I share their information as much as I possibly can. Somebody on our team, I'm constantly trying to promote people on our team and make sure that it's in there. Hey, somebody from our team had this kind of success. People want to be a part of a winning team. People want to be a part of a winning culture. So that's what we use to recruit. We're not using any other, digital platforms or anything else from a recruiting standpoint. It's simply the best recruits are people that are field recruited. Because they feel like they have, somebody here in the game. And what that does is it makes that person that field recruited them, makes them step up because they know they have to work with that person. They don't want to let them down. I think that's been a huge part of our success. Right. So it's just, we recruit as leaders. We put it out there. We celebrate it. We celebrate when somebody gets recruited, just like we would if somebody were to protect a family. And I think people see that and it makes them want to recruit. It makes them want to be a part of that culture.
Absolutely.
We have people from other, I didn't mean to cut you off, John.
No, go ahead.
We have a meeting structure, and I would put our structure up next to anybody's, what we do to help train, develop, and all that. But Esther, what I'll tell you is, on our meetings, we have people from all over FFL hop on our meetings, which I think is great because that means we're bringing value to people. Otherwise, they wouldn't come on.
Yeah. Awesome. So if you could change anything about what's happened so far with your time here, what would that be?
I would have probably got into a different lead strategy for myself. We use the CRM and that's great. I mean, there's tons of people that make great livings on there. But you have, your direct mail piece, you have CRM, you have so many, and there's so much of it out there. You don't know what to do or what not to do from that standpoint. I wish I had a better structure of that in the beginning. But other than that, I mean, I don't want to use the word perfect because there's no such thing, but you've got leads. You've got a platform that you own your business from day one. You have a platform that doesn't put a sales requirement on you, so you're pushing product. You've got a ton of carriers where you literally can help anyone, even regardless of health conditions, etc. And then just being able to have a platform. I feel like we have a Ferrari. That actually has the Ferrari engine in it. Some opportunities they tell you you've got this beautiful red Ferrari that you can fly up and down the highway, but when you get in it, it's got a a 4-cylinder in it.
It's got
I'm
a
not going to
Toyota
name
in
any
it.
car
Yeah.
manufacturer, but it's got a 4-cylinder engine in it. So it'll move and it'll run, but it might be more like the Flintstones instead of being in the, on the Autobahn, right?
Yep,
So,
absolutely.
yeah.
So why do you think we've grown so quickly as a company as to other IMOs and other insurance companies? Because I know you've worked with a couple other companies in the past.
I think it's structure. I think it's having a CEO like Sean Mike. I think who was upfront and forthright with people, and I think that's refreshing to a lot of people. And the fact that he's willing to do whatever it takes to help us win. I know in the Rogue IMO video, and I've actually heard Sean say this in person, he wants to, he wanted to build an organization that has, men and women that have the biggest bank accounts in the industry. And
That's
I think
right.
he's done that. Now that'll create some haters and,
Yeah.
things like that. And it just does, let's be honest. But the same time, just again, having a structure of having something that you could build, something that's building cash value, and something that, we were talking about prior to starting this, something that you can sell and take yourself and your family to the next level financially. I mean, you could be that person because of FFL and Sean Mike. You could be that one person in your family that takes your family legacy to that next level. That's what I see here. That's probably if I had to pick one thing and say why I'm here, it's that. It's a grind.
So,
it's not easy, but
yeah, absolutely. And we were talking earlier, you've had some experience with actually selling an agency. So since we actually were speaking about that, and since you brought that up, that was actually one of my questions too, is what do you think about the opportunity to partner with Integrity?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's pretty unbelievable to be able to come here, and in the time of getting a college education, if you work hard, because I want to be careful about what I say, just for a multitude of different things. I don't want to think that every person you call, you're going to sit down with, you're going to be able to help them, or that every person that comes here is going to qualify or be eligible for, an integrity deal. But they make it very simple and very plain what you have to do to get there. And when you get there, it's presented to you. And again, you're not even forced to sell your agency if you don't want to. Another cool part about being here is just seeing some of the teams and just seeing the absolute massive growth, and being able to partner with other people like you and Neil McMahon and Chris Giab. I could go on and on and on, down the list. But just being able to partner with those people and watch their agency grow. So I'm not going to say any names, but I was talking to somebody a couple weeks ago, and this person is we're a part of their team, but they weren't even trying. An integrity partnership they thought was so far from them being able to reach it. It wasn't that they weren't thinking about it, but they were just kind of like, I'm just going to do my thing and whatever happens. Well, 2 years later, their organization is halfway to what they need to be to get an integrity partnership. So it's complete. They're halfway there by accident.
Yeah.
Where do you do that? Right. And that's what, it's just the opportunity stuff. If you're willing to work hard, if you're willing to be unselfish, yes, it's going to be challenging. Yes, there's going to be hurdles you have to jump over. But again, you could take your family and move it to the next level in the time it would take you to earn a college degree. Nothing wrong with college. I have a couple degrees, but
yeah. And I want to add something to that. Like when I worked at the old practice company, it was just a matter of you working hard enough to be able to build enough income to be able to take care of your family. But there was never like a goal at the end. Maybe it was to get another position or to be a certain amount per year, but there never was, hey, you can actually sell a portion of what you help build to be able to take care of your family. And then there was never a CEO that actually did it and then turned around and said, hey, let's bring as many people as possible to be able to do this. And now he's actually training and actually going through the whole process and giving everybody opportunity, whether they're, like you said, whether they decide to do it or not, at least he's presenting it to you. And that's what the beautiful part is about this whole thing, So
I've never been able to partner with another organization. I think it's been nothing bad. It's just been posed as, if you do this and you get to this number, you'll have an opportunity to sell. Well, once you keep, peeling back portions of the onion, you start to see, well, ooh, I don't really own this, right?
Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah.
And then you get there and you're working your tail off, and you realize, well, man, even if I do get to that number, because of some of the things that have gone on prior to, will I be able to sell it? Does it make even financial sense to sell it?
Yes.
And here it's just completely different, and it's all I mean, I could pick up the phone and call any number of people. I know a couple of integrity partners that I have. I've picked
Mm-hmm.
up the phone and they get zero from helping me. That I
Mm-hmm.
picked up the phone and called and asked questions about leads and lead strategy and new agents and the integrity partnership, and they've answered my questions, and they get absolutely nothing from it. I just think that's extremely rare, and I think people in the industry. Because I'm sure you're going to ask me this question, but I think people in the industry, if you're interested in looking at FFL, you should at least take a look at it. Whether you decide to make a move or not, because first of all, most cases you're going to probably 3.5x your income. That's the first thing. And then going from 2.5, 3xing your income, but then taking it to the next level, being able to bring somebody else on and doing the same thing for them. So I guess kind of reaching back and pulling them up as well. John, I think I lost you.
Did the TV go off? Joe! Julian, did the TV go off? Oh, okay.
Thanks.
Huh. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. All right. You know,
Technology, right?
the first time we did that video, remember it knocked us off? It knocked us off completely a couple of times. We were trying to do that video the first time when we did the interview. So I had to switch to my hotspot because my internet in my house, which is supposed to be like top-notch business internet. Well, anyway, we'll get back into it. All right.
Sure.
Yeah, so we were going over the integrity fact, how big that'll be for us in terms of, or for anybody that can come and do what needs to be done, and how Sean Mike kind of leads the way in terms of letting us know what's possible. And Sean or Andrew Tell was actually talking about that. Like he said, even if you think that you're behind, or that you don't think that ever could be possible. A lot of people didn't think even a year ago that some of the people that are in the running right now would ever be at integrity. So all right. So I know you played football and you were an All-American tailback. How do you think that impacts your approach to business?
Man, work ethic. And it probably gets me in trouble sometimes too, working too much. But I don't know, man. I equate a lot of being an athlete. Over half my life at this point, I was an athlete. I can't do an eighth of what I used to be able to do with my body, but I would say just bringing that same tenacity of what you used to do in practice and weight room and running and calisthenics and those kind of things, bringing it here, but to a different level. In sports, you're taught to get, you're going to get knocked down, but you have to get up. You got people depending on you. And there's a lot of that. That's very similar here. When I interview people, I know Esther asked me that question early. I let people know the good, the bad, and the ugly of this. It's very simple, but it's not easy. Again,
Absolutely.
Being able to build something and being able to sell it for literally millions of dollars, just 3-4 years, if it takes you that long to get there, is pretty incredible. And you mentioned something that Andrew said. I've heard him say that before as well. Anyone can come here and have the opportunity. Doesn't mean everyone will do it or has the capability of doing it, but anyone can come here, plug themselves into the system here, insurance background or not, and get themselves to an integrity partnership.
Awesome, man. So what advice would you give to someone who's on the fence about coming here?
Yeah. Talk to as many people as you can. You're going to have naysayers with anything. I don't care if it's here or a practice company or something else, but make sure, there's a couple boxes that it should check for you. If you're in the industry, it should check a box from a standpoint of you own your business. You're going out there, you're working hard for it, rain, sleet, or snow. You're dealing with cancellations. You're dealing with all those things. So make sure it's worth it. So you own your organization. Compensation, making sure that you're someplace, whether it's here or any place, that the compensation is conducive to the work that you're putting in. And having that person, whoever you're talking to, show, not just tell you, show you. Working with, partnering with somebody here at FFL or anyone, I know we're talking specifically about us, but partnering with somebody that's actually doing the job, not somebody that did it 10, 15, 20 years ago, but they're actually doing it now. They're going out into the field. Or unless they have a huge organization here, they're going out into the field. They're still helping people. I'm going to give a shout out to Mike Shroud. Mike Shroud doesn't have to do what he's doing.
Yes.
Dave posts pictures and stuff every day. Mike's trying to help. I don't know what the time period is. I thought it was the end of the year, but apparently it's not. But going out and helping 300 families in a short period of 90 days or whatever.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and he's going to do that. Like, that doesn't matter what's in somebody's bank account. That doesn't matter how big or small their organization is. For whatever reason, Mike decided to humble himself and make a run to help 300 families because he knows what it will do for those families at the end of the day. We're all promised to die.
Yes.
So you may as well make sure that your family's taken care of. But I would say those three, maybe four things: your compensation, partner with somebody that's actually doing the work, meeting systems. That's very important. What type of processes and systems do they have, to train you so that you can run? And, if you decide to bring someone onto this, what type of platform do they have for you to support that person as well and down the line?
Absolutely. Esther, did you have anything you wanted to add with Corey? I know we had a couple technical things, but we're back on. So.
Yeah, no, Corey, I mean, I'm sorry that I missed some of this because there was so much of you. I mean, I think that you guys are amazing. And I mean, even just the platform that you're on and how you're kind of explaining what it is to come in to this industry, and then to have so much support in the training and in just every day as a learning process. And the best part of it is, you know, protecting families. I think that that's huge. So I think I probably have to sidebar with you on some stuff then, obviously. So
So I also want to talk about the fact that Corey, also in the FFL Dials, which is on Mondays and Thursdays, has a part where we have breakout rooms where you can actually speak to Corey and listen to him doing interviews and get advice from him. I had the pleasure of going in and talking to him a little bit about his recruiting process, and just like Neil talks about, just has definitely a world of knowledge and a lot of experience, and just brings a ton to the team. I know he's been very helpful for me and very supportive. So, Corey, if someone wants to work with you, how do they get in touch with you?
I'm located here in St. Louis. We're recruiting across the country. Just hired a couple people down in Dallas. Had a lady that just started with us and had her first day. You know, due to her schedule, she had to have her first dial day today and was able to set some appointments, which is
Awesome.
That's real exciting for me to be able to coach, mentor somebody, and then take that and run with it. Like, it's probably the most exciting part for me. But you can reach me right here in St. Louis, 314-323-2220. That's my personal cell phone number. If I don't answer, leave me a message. I'm happy to get back with you and go over the process. If it makes sense for you, great. If not, that's okay too. This is not for everybody.
Yeah, definitely. So, Corey, thank you so much for being on with us, and we wish you all the success, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Awesome. Thanks. Thanks, Esther. Thanks, John.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.